wanted to let you know about a LinkedIn post that I saw about glasses for deaf people that will transcribe audio to like the lenses. So like kind of a Google Glass situation.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And actually Google is doing basically the same thing, but just for translations, not necessarily for like transcriptions. And one of the like benefits of it is that it remembers everything that you say. And so they're like, yeah, it's great. You can be like, I can't remember what it's called. It's called like, hey, Ado. That's not it. But it's a, hey, Ado, what did my wife tell me to pick up from the grocery store?
Okay.
It's like, okay.
That's one benefit of that feature.
Yeah. I
kind of chilling like, from a privacy perspective once again, maybe.
Yeah. Also, if you're deaf, how are you gonna like? Usually, deaf people can't really speak because they haven't. So how are they gonna ask the glasses?
That is a great point.
That maybe seems like
I don't know.
There,
but maybe it has some built-in sign language functionality. Sort of.
That would
maybe
it
has a camera on the front.
Yeah,
and
so it's remembering everything you sign as well.
You could sign in front of the lenses.
So now you have people wearing glasses who are deaf and people wearing glasses who aren't, just to like, so it transcribes the sign language.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty neat.
That would be. I hope it's not recording everything that you say though, because
I think it does.
Well,
and they're like, you're going to love this. And I don't know where they've been when everyone's like, we don't really like that.
Yeah.
I think it's time we have a chat, Ryan, about there's a lot of ways this could go. About Wikipedia, obviously. That's kind of the most logical path from that starting point. Wikipedia giving, they're very, not ambitious. They're very, well, maybe. I don't know. They're very open and I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this really. They like to ask you for money.
They do.
Is where I'm going. And today, went on Wikipedia a couple times. I probably go to Wikipedia quite a bit, multiple times a day. Now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, today's Giving Tuesday as we're recording this, almost Giving Wednesday as we are.
That's true. Giving Tuesday. What is that?
Oh, you haven't heard about this?
I've not heard of. Is this Catholic? Maybe. I don't know.
This giving thing, is it?
I've heard that charity is one of your pillars or something like that. But
yeah, one of the 5 pillars of Christianity.
That's not what it's done for, but
no. It is not limited to Catholics at all. Actually, I don't think it originated in the church or anything. No, it's actually kind of a response, so to speak, to Black Friday. When everyone's like getting deals, how can I let me buy.
Yeah.
Buy.
Yeah. Should be give.
Right. Give. Yes.
Doesn't have quite the same ring to
that's
it.
The ring. That's the song of this Tuesday. Yeah. I don't know when it started, but definitely been going for a couple of years now.
Are you? Because I've never heard of it.
It's been going.
I really have. I mean, it's getting hard to keep track.
There's so many days.
We got Thanksgiving.
Oh,
all right.
My gosh.
First off. Hardest one of them all.
They're just making days up.
What is it? Always on a Thursday?
Yeah. Yeah. It does change dates every year.
We got Black Friday.
Yeah.
We got Small Business Saturday.
Oh, is that?
That is,
okay.
You haven't heard of that?
I had heard of that.
Okay.
I feigned
ignorance because I don't shop at small businesses.
Right.
Well, I would say the Nebraska laser engraving would classify as a small business.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
What, Sunday is one too, but I don't recall exactly what it is.
For me, at least, it's Go to Church Sunday. I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know. Is that what? That might be it.
No Sinning Sunday.
No Sinning Sunday. Right. Right.
And then we have Cyber Monday, obviously.
Cyber Monday.
That's really caught on.
Cyber Monday. I feel like that was. Is that still around? I guess it is.
Well,
but I feel like
it's not because now Black Friday is just forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Black Friday starts in October and ends in December.
It really does.
So it's, what are we even doing anymore?
Yeah.
Why don't we just expand Thanksgiving while we're at it and give thanks every day of the year?
Oh my goodness.
Or is that too
would be
hard?
ridiculous. That just goes to show how far Black Friday has gone, is giving thanks. So yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should be doing on Giving Tuesday, is giving some thanks.
Sure. You can, to specific charities in the form of money.
In the form of compensation. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend Zach got alerts from Best Buy. And I think
give money to Best Buy
in October. Yeah, Giving Tuesday. Best Buy's like, we could really use some help.
Giving Tuesday, you give us money, we'll give you a product in exchange for the money.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-way giving.
Yes.
It is dependent on each other.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, Giving Tuesday. Wikipedia is hopping on this train.
Mm-hmm.
As understandable. I think they're definitely a charity. I think. And anyway, so this is one day they've had multiple Giving Tuesdays throughout the year, I'm sure. Anyway, this particular Giving Tuesday, they kind of threw me off because they're doing A/B testing out the wazoo. I mean,
Probably.
you show up, they've got all different types of banners. Which one's going to work?
Mm-hmm.
For me, none of them so far, but this one really kind of threw me off. It says, they said, this Tuesday, it is a great honor for us to ask you to donate.
Oh my.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Really
frankly.
Trying for the praise approach.
Yeah,
there.
Exactly. It is our honor.
Thank you for visiting our page for the first part. It's our honor to serve you this free information.
Yes. Thank you for stopping by our humble abode.
Yes. It's not much.
Yes.
But
it could be much better if you would give us money. And by much better, we mean we probably won't change it too much.
Yeah.
I will say I do like the biggest feature they've added in maybe decades. When you hover over the link, it'll give you a little preview. I like that.
That is nice. I will say, I agree. Wikipedia is always asking me for money.
Yes.
Apparently I'm Mr. Moneybags.
Right.
Because
right.
every single time, without fail, it's asking me, hey, donate $275.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they settled on
$275.
I don't know why they settled on $275.
Like $100 or
no,
okay.
$2.75.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not even sure what they could do with that.
Yeah, a lot.
Maybe buy a cup of coffee for their intern.
Right.
But
yeah, you see a banner pop up. Hey, this is this is Mac. I'm the intern at Wikipedia.
I am very thirsty. I'm extremely thirsty.
They start pulling up videos from employees. It's like, they told me they're gonna have to lay me off if you don't donate $275.
That might be more effective than what they're doing right now.
It'd be very effective.
I'm pretty sure it says $2.75.
Yeah.
And then other.
Right.
For more.
Yeah.
Because again, apparently I'm Mr. Moneybags.
Yes.
But I will say, if there is one website that I would donate money to, it would be Wikipedia.
Yeah.
It has given me so much over the years. It's honestly, it's an honor. It might be an honor for them for me to visit. It's an honor for me to use their website.
Yes.
Because it's just, I'm a curious soul.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a curious guy. So Curious George
they almost named it Curious Ryan after you, but
they did,
or thought about renaming it at least.
And so I'm always going on Wikipedia, looking up what's up.
It's a great site. It's a great one of the top sites of the internet, I would say. I don't. What do you have any other nominees for
other nominees?
Top sites.
Top sites of the internet
because Wikipedia,
Google.com.
Sure, Google.com.
Google.com is a big one.
Yeah,
as in it's a big monopoly.
Sure, it's one of the biggest companies in the world.
Huge market cap. No.
I would.
YouTube.com.
Sure. One of these are
owned by Google.
Oh, yeah. It kind of follows.
I mean, what other website do you visit frequently? I mean, I got apps, but I'm not. I mean, Twitter.com.
Okay.
Like, I'm not giving them money. I'm not paying for my $8 blue check mark.
Right. I'm not impersonating.
I'm not paying for Twitter.
Yeah.
So Wikipedia has been pretty close to getting me to donate. I was like, hey, I'll throw you a bone, throw you $20 or so.
Wow.
I feel like that's I feel like that's indicative of how much use I've gotten from Wikipedia over my lifespan.
Yeah.
But in terms of economics, but they haven't convinced me yet.
Yeah. Yeah. They haven't quite gotten it over the edge there. Once they start pulling the videos out, then maybe you'll feel the need. But I agree. Like I said, I go there very frequently. I'd like to know how many times I go to Wikipedia. Maybe that's what they should do. They'd be like, look,
you've been here in the thousands.
They put a no soliciting sign up there. You're like, hey, look,
you haven't paid once.
All right, you've come here 5,000 times, and you've spent 5 months on Wikipedia and you haven't given us anything.
You leave again without donating, you might as well lock the door on your way out.
Exactly. We're gonna give you the key and you're gonna have to lock it. But anyway, I should donate. The thing that I don't quite like about it, okay, is when they pull up these donation banners, it makes it seem like they're really in need. That they're like, we're about to close business. We're down to our last $10 in the bank account. Mm-hmm. So we need your money.
Liabilities are adding up.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah, we are going
creditors
into crippling
knocking on the door.
Yeah, we're trying to go through Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, but we just can't get there. But then you go look it up and it's like, oh, they've got tens of millions, hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions.
I think so.
Okay.
And cash equivalents.
Okay, that's good. That is what I was going to ask.
For the
I'm in accounting right now, so
right, for the accountant in you. And so it's like, okay, so what's going on here?
How liquid are these guys?
Yeah,
How solid are they?
Right. How gaseous are you after that Thanksgiving dinner? And so that makes me feel like, okay, it makes me feel a little manipulated.
Sure.
But then I do go back and it's like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, it is kind of fair to give. So we'll see. I might give. I've heard lots of people, they're like, I felt good donating.
Well, it's Giving Tuesday, which I've just recently learned is a thing.
It's Giving
Tuesday's wrapping up pretty quick here.
As the Gen Zers would say, as the Gen Alphas would say, it's Giving Tuesday.
And one thing I don't like about it is it says a message like donate $5. It's as much as a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee.
Okay.
You're not,
exactly.
This doesn't, why would I pay you something that I don't want?
And that's how I know Wikipedia is doing good on the internet, because they don't track your every move. Because if they did, they would know.
They would target the ads.
They would. Like, this is as much as, a tenth of a video game for you.
Sure.
You're like, okay. They would change your amount, and you're like, this is it. They don't know that I don't drink coffee, so I appreciate that about them. I feel like that's a sign of goodwill. Should we intro the episode here? Maybe
we probably should.
Probably should
do that.
Welcome welcome all to episode 26. I was gonna rhyme, but then I'm like,
I was trying to make it work too, but I didn't come up with anything fast enough.
Yeah, so. That's something that we can improve on here. But that'll have to wait for the next half year. We've made a half a year, Ryan.
I know. How incredible is that?
How incredible is that?
Yeah. You would think episode 25 would be the big milestone, but really it's episode 26.
Well, that's the tricky part. It's like 25. Great number, great landmark number. It's a perfect square. It's a
half
multiple
of 50.
Of 5. It's half of 50, and so it's like, I want to celebrate this, but then it's like, well, but there's something to celebrate next week.
Yeah, they can't celebrate 2 weeks in a row.
We keep it consistent.
Lest
I
we
guess
over celebrate.
It's like the Thanksgiving giving Friday situation. So. It's great, but it's great to celebrate.
It is. It is great to celebrate.
Train of thought there,
and we thank you for being here to celebrate with us.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us through all the episodes. What's that? You haven't listened to all the episodes? Well, how about you just give them a listen? Why don't you? No, but anyway, it's been a joy doing this with you, Ryan.
Thank you. I reciprocate your affection.
Well, I appreciate that. That felt very warm and heartfelt from you.
Yep.
It's also great to see you.
It is.
It's been pretty much like a month. Not really.
In
Probably
person, I guess.
3 weeks. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Since I could, reach out and touch you.
Mm-hmm.
I won't, but I could.
Please don't.
Right. I would like you to refrain from doing that. But yeah, I've conquered the illness.
You are victorious.
I am.
Not talking about the show either.
Okay.
So,
well, I haven't really watched it very much, so at all. So
maybe she does a lot of singing, so
okay.
maybe.
So maybe,
but she doesn't really battle a lot of illnesses, as far as I remember.
Okay,
so
that wasn't the main theme.
But I'm glad to hear you're feeling better.
Thank you. Yes, I am. I got nice and rested up over Thanksgiving. It was a great time. And I
that good food. It's boosting your immune system.
Yes,
it's making you strong and healthy.
And yes, food I could taste. So
nice.
We kind of redid Thanksgiving. Redid it. And I will say, kind of renewal of taste. I don't know if it was kind of a death of the taste buds into a rebirth into new taste buds. But sweet potatoes, my goodness. I mean, I was feasting on those.
Feasting. Nice.
They're rising in the ranks quite significantly in terms of ranked foods. So really thankful for sweet potatoes this Thanksgiving, among other things, but mostly the sweet potatoes. Here's a question for you. Have you ever had a sweet potato pie? / heard of it?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, gotcha.
I think my sister actually brought one of those or made one of those for Thanksgiving.
Did you have it?
I didn't.
Okay. Just, so this means nothing to me.
I don't know if it was a pie, really. It was.
Well, what did it look like?
Well,
maybe that could clear it up.
It was in sort of a dish. Uh-huh. It had sweet potato. Okay. And it had like
what
pecan,
kind of dish?
Yeah, like a casserole dish.
Okay, so maybe it was a sweet potato casserole.
Maybe.
Yeah, because that's what we had was sweet potato casserole. Okay. And I will say it's very similar to pie filling, like in there.
It looked like it.
Was there a crust?
There was no crust.
Okay,
so it probably wasn't a pie.
Yeah,
I mean, as far as I know, I didn't have any.
I think at one point my mom made a pumpkin pie without a crust.
How does that work?
Oh, you just have to take a pie pan and put the pumpkin pie filling in there and cook it.
Great.
And it holds up together great. That's you can't really do that.
It probably crusts in the cooking itself, not the actual crust, but the filling.
It does. It's a DIY for the pumpkin side of things.
Maybe. Caramelize.
Yeah, that's probably
caramelize.
Fair.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, you did great. You're doing great. Yeah, you can't really do that with like an apple pie, for example.
I feel like that really wouldn't. Slice. It's very kind of liquid,
right?
Much more liquid.
Much more liquid. Much more gaseous as well.
Yeah.
Just goes straight through you. But I think I do like the crust on there. I think that we have gone back to the crust.
I prefer the crust.
We have gone back to our roots. I would say probably sweet potato casserole by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I mean, I can reach out for confirmation, but I think that's kind of our tentative yes.
We'll go with it. With it. Okay, and we'll follow up. We don't want to, misinform at all.
She's a listener. She'll probably reach out to me and tell me what it was.
That's good. Yes, please do. Last episode we got the at least on Spotify we got the little banner that says view the COVID information. So
we did.
Yes. Yeah. They're like, we want to avoid misinformation there.
Well, that's good.
Apparently we were spreading some.
I think you had it in the description. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's probably it. I look forward to the, sweet potato misinformation banner there. But anyway, yes. How was your Thanksgiving? You had Friendsgiving. How did that turn out?
I do have a bit of an update on that.
Yeah.
There were no rotisserie chickens involved.
Okay.
So we ended up going with a turkey.
Wow.
I did not make the turkey.
Okay.
I just want to put that out there right away.
I thought you were like, you know what? Let's get it going. I want to amp up my chefery here.
No, I was fully intending on getting some rotisserie chicken. And then my friend texted me and said, I'm just going to buy a turkey and make it. Just pay me for the turkey and you don't have to bring anything. And I said, this couldn't have worked out better for me, at least. So that's what I did. I simply hit the old Venmo transaction.
Okay.
Of course, I hit the button for insure because this is a purchase.
No.
I'm just kidding. And that was my contribution.
There you go.
So
Kind of
in a way, it was a giving.
And it was on Tuesday.
It was a Giving Tuesday in my own way.
Yeah. That's excellent.
A Friendsgiving Tuesday.
Yes. Friendsgiving Tuesday.
Yep.
You were giving Tuesday to your friends.
I then had the Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Yes, Thanksgiving
the
Thursday.
Classic day
Of thanks.
And
yes.
it was a good time. It was a little untraditional in that we had ribs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever had ribs on Thanksgiving?
I've had ribs, yes.
You've had ribs?
Not for Thanksgiving.
Have ribs, hopefully in your
I have
body.
ribs every day.
I do. I carry them around with me.
Yes. Never leave home without them. Yeah, love ribs. Kansas City staple, you could say, in that barbecue is. But I've never had them for
Thanksgiving.
Fact checking. Yeah, never had them for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
How was it? Because usually, you think turkey, okay, that's number one.
Yep.
Then, as we did, ham number two.
Sure.
But I guess ribs number two. Or number one.
They didn't. Well, let me stop you there.
Okay.
We had turkey, ham, and ribs.
No.
We had the whole trifecta.
Okay. I thought you were just going, you do not skimp.
Yeah, we really did not. We spared no expense.
Yes, it was a feast for the ages.
My parents certainly didn't.
Right,
I didn't pay any money, actually.
Yes. Right.
It was a little strange because I had no idea there would be ribs. I was a big fan of them. I think they were my first choice, really.
Wow. And the ranked choice voting.
But I was talking to a friend that Monday, and they said that they were having ribs at their Thanksgiving.
No way.
And I said, really? That seems kind of untraditional.
Yeah.
Little did I know.
Yeah. That seems a little...
that I would be suffering the same fate. Okay. And by suffering, I mean they were actually very great.
Right. They were.
And I had a lot of them, so...
Yes. Well, there you go. Maybe we'll have to break that out.
Yeah, just tell
and
your
by we, I mean my parents.
Tell your parents about them. They were great. But yeah, we also had turkey. We had ham. We just have turkey and ham. Mm-hmm. My family is a big fan of ham.
Big ham fan,
as well as turkey. Mm-hmm. We had some pies. We got pumpkin pie, pecan pie.
Nice.
No apple pie. Again, to my displeasure, I love apple pie.
Okay.
But I guess my family doesn't share the same feeling. So
yeah, I mean, and look, I love apple pie. I do. I just don't know if it's traditionally associated with Thanksgiving. Of course, if you're throwing out tradition with the ribs.
Yeah, I mean,
then why not? Why not get the apple pie? Why?
Well,
because it takes longer and because it costs more money? Well, maybe.
I mean, I don't know that anyone is baking it from scratch, especially not in my house.
Oh, okay, okay, sure. So
I don't think the time is really a factor at all.
I guess it's just whether or not you need that many pies.
Well, listen, this might be controversial.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of pecans.
Okay.
So it follows that I'm not a big fan of pecan pie.
Therefore,
yeah, it's sort of a conditional statement. Dang. So my proposal, whenever they say that'd be too much pie, well, easy solution, get rid of the pecan pie. I don't really see the problem.
Yeah,
I already figured all this out.
I already threw it away, actually.
In fact, I already drew up the budget, and we'd be saving money.
Right.
So
yeah, look, the accounting final project there.
Yes.
Balancing the books.
I, again, to my displeasure, did not have the apple pie, so that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what holiday apple pie is a traditional dish. So my gut says 4th of July. 4th of July? Yeah, I can see that. I don't know that I'm having any pie on 4th of July.
You don't have pie on 4th of July? Oh my goodness. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's wild.
One of the major pie holidays, along with Memorial Day.
Sure.
Veterans Day.
Yes. Yeah, the big pie day.
Late President's Day.
Yep.
Johnny Appleseed Day. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of the
Arbor Day.
Kind of main American kind of traditions there.
Yep. I mean, I'm trying to think of we had mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Green bean casserole. We got around.
Mm-hmm. We
got around the Thanksgiving table
ourselves.
And we said our thanks. Uh-huh. We actually didn't do that.
Sure. Right. That was the one thing we did not do.
But yeah, all in all, I'd say it's a successful Thanksgiving.
That's good. That's what we like to hear from you, Ryan.
So, yeah.
I would say the same. It was a good time. We had our Thanksgiving on Saturday, as I kind of laid out in the plans in last episode. So we had we really had our main Thanksgiving bash Thursday with my parents and myself, and that was we went all out for that. But then you're like, all right, we'll invite some other people along
out of courtesy,
right? It would, we can spare some food and whatnot. So we had the Sibs over for a nice Saturday feast. And it was lovely. It was lovely to get to see everyone again. First time going back this semester, as is usual for me. It's a bit of a trek, so just kind of wait till the longer breaks. But first off, and this is going to apply to a very few number of people here that are going to know or really even care what I'm talking about. But it was a major milestone for me. Made a wrong turn on the way back. Which is like, you've been going back for years now.
How did you manage that?
Yeah, it seems like you should have it down. And look, I would have, but they decided to switch up the roads on me. As in,
they changed the roads.
Yes, they did. And I'm still baffled by how they did this, because 1 minute, and by 1 minute, I mean the last time I went home, the roads are there. Now they're not. So basically,
someone picked them up and moved them.
They actually did. That's the crazy part.
Wow.
Not in the literal sense, but they did reroute roads and eliminated some and added some. They were doing crazy things. And it does make sense, because they'd been doing road work for basically my entire career here at Nebraska. But basically, Lincoln is adding a highway around the southern part of the city. I don't know if you knew about this.
I did not.
I knew about this because of my urban planning class.
Okay.
The old Southern Beltway.
Southern Beltway.
Yes, exactly.
All right, I'll write that down.
They're trying to divert some big trucks.
Oh, okay.
Out off of Highway 2.
Sure.
And so they've got this kind of interstate set up, and so now you have to make a turn. I'm not used to turning on my way home, because usually I just take Highway 2 and
onto the Southern Beltway.
Yes. You go Highway 2 to Southern Beltway. Okay. And then Southern Beltway turns into the new Highway 2, or the old Highway 2, I should say. It's very confusing. And let's just say, so they had signs up that it's like, you're going to want to turn left to stay on Highway 2. And I wasn't really paying attention, because I'm like, I don't need to turn left. I just saw the left. I'm like, okay, I need to get in the left lane.
Okay. So in a much more literal sense, you didn't make a wrong turn at all, in that you just didn't turn. You should have turned, but
yes, no? Right. That is exactly right.
Okay.
That is exactly right. I got into the left lane as everyone else was, and then everyone else is turning, and I'm like, I'm not used to this.
That doesn't seem right to me.
This is a turn lane, and so I aborted, and I went into the wrong lane.
So where were you headed? Do you know?
I don't know. I have no idea where I was going, because this has completely disoriented my
internal GPS.
Yes, exactly. And so luckily we didn't go too far. Once I started hitting some houses, I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
Now this really seems wrong.
I think I was supposed to turn left there, like literally everyone else. Yeah. So then I made the UE. Anyway, had a lot of driving events. So you spend 7 hours on the roads. You pick up some stories, I guess.
Not where I thought you were going with driving events. Now we're talking about NASCAR, F1 maybe. Okay. It's like, yes, it's a fun way to spend your break. But.
Right. Yeah. So, you keep driving down that road, you actually end up in a NASCAR track.
Keep driving, you just start going faster and faster, and suddenly,
you get some cop cars behind
chasing after you.
Right.
I don't know what that's all about.
You got to win the race.
Yep.
Anyway, actually, specifically, the stories are when I stopped.
Okay.
So again, anyone who goes from Lincoln to Kansas City, you're going to love this one. All right. Because you stop at, there's kind of two rival gas stations, right? Because it's a prime location here. We got the Pilot and we got the Sap Bros. Sap Bros, I think, is a Nebraska staple. We don't have them, at least.
Never heard of them.
They've got a nice water tower. That's all to them.
Okay, I have heard of them.
There you go. The water tower, they've got the good branding there. But anyway, I've never gone to the Sap Bros. Even though I wasn't enticed by the water tower, we just always went to the Pilot.
I have plenty of water myself.
Right. I don't
really
need that. Yes, I'm good to go. But anyway, I was talking with my friend Ariel. She's also from Kansas City. And so she's like, you got to go to the Sap Bros. They got crazy stuff in there. I'm like, okay. And so I did not go to the Sap Bros on the way back. No, on the way to Kansas City. I stopped at the Pilot and just to pick up some lunch. Went to the Subway. Subway's got a new menu. I don't know if you know about this.
I don't really go to Subway at all, to be honest. So I'm sorry if that...
This is going to change, Ryan.
Okay.
Change is going to come here.
Blow my mind.
They got 12 new sandwiches.
12?
12 new sandwiches, Ryan.
Okay.
How about it? Including some with rotisserie chicken. How about that?
Nice.
How about it?
I still don't think I'll go.
Okay, well, that's tough. Anyway, I guess another reason to not go is you try ordering one of those sandwiches. You say, hey, all of the Mexicali, please. And then the worker goes, I hate these new sandwich names. I'm like, oh, okay.
So I guess I'll have something else.
Oh, all right. I'll go with the Italian BMT. I stuck to my guns, but I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what you hate about the names. Is there a personal
story there, maybe? That they were kind of hinting at?
Yeah.
Trying to guilt you into asking about.
It's like, what's wrong with the names? I think it's perfectly fine. They're just names. What's in a name, really? It's a Mexicali by any other name. What is it still the same? Is it a sandwich?
I don't know.
Anyway, so that was tough. Anyway, on the way back to Lincoln, I did stop by the Sap Bros.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I gotta check this out. And there was some wild stuff in there. Probably the wildest thing were these sandals that have grass on them. So it feels like you're always on grass as you're standing. And I'm like, I need those, but I'm going to self-restrain that.
If there's one thing I always wanted, it was to have either my bare feet or my socked feet constantly on grass.
I've always wanted to be on grass with socks on. So now I can live out my dreams. I've always wanted my feet to be a little bit uncomfortable. And so I picked them up.
Do people like standing on grass?
I don't know.
I don't. I really don't.
Maybe. But the other thing that I found interesting was that you walk into the Sap Bros and a big sign on the wall is it says Mom Approved Restrooms. And look, I get it. You know, you want your restrooms you want your restrooms to be Mom Approved. I've always said that. But frankly, I want the non-Mom Approved. Where non-Mom Approved restrooms.
Why is my mom going to the men's restroom?
Right.
That's
How does
what
she
I'm
know?
asking.
How does she know? Yeah. The women's restroom is great.
Weird.
The men's restroom, it was a pigsty in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Where I really want the dad approved restrooms, frankly, for myself. But the other thing is like, I don't know that you really need that in the store. Like I could understand if you have a sign outside, you know, it's like, hey, we've got good restrooms in here, because that is a major player when you're thinking about where do you want to stop.
Definitely.
But when I'm already in the store, you don't need to sell me on the restrooms.
At that point, it could actually just be a turnoff.
Right. It's like, what this, hey, this is a little pushy
going
right
over
now.
the Pilot.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta go. I gotta go. This is too much. It's like, I'm not gonna walk in the store and then be like, oh, these restrooms are Mom approved. I gotta use these. You know, I wasn't planning on it, but I guess I will now. It's like, you don't need to sell me on it.
Think about how it feels for an orphan or someone without a mother.
Bringing up childhood trauma. Yes.
It's kind of messed up.
Yeah, that's and frankly, I was outraged on their behalf.
Yes.
So, you know, kind of interesting
marketing approach.
They've also got a spiral staircase in there. So
really,
yeah,
they have a second floor.
They do.
You can't go up there.
I don't know if you're supposed to.
You did. I was escorted out.
They did. Yes, they called security on me.
I asked if I could use the Mom approved bathrooms before they showed me the door.
Yes, but quick, for my mom, can I use those? She would be outraged if I didn't. Yeah. So anyway, good times on the road all around.
Any other events to speak of?
I'm sure there were. I think most of mine were from before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Actually, I first of all, I balled up for the first time in months. And let me, I'm sure you got what I was saying there, but I played basketball.
Okay. I was personally thinking that you maybe curled up into a kind of fetus position, fetal position
Fetus.
is what I meant to say.
Right, going fetus.
Yeah,
fetus
going
mode.
to a sort of fetal position, balling up, as the
Right.
kids say these days. Sort of
Yeah.
armadillo style.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
kind of
Gen
shield
Z.
yourself from danger.
Yeah. Yeah, I balled up. I balled up with my friends.
Yes, we all did it. We were in the same room.
Yeah, we just kind of got together, put on some good music, and just balled up.
Yep.
Frankly, get the Kleenexes, open the floodgates.
You played basketball.
I did.
How'd you do? Any 3-pointers?
Let's just say I opened the floodgates.
Oh, wow.
And that I made it rain from deep, and the rim probably had an umbrella or something like that because not many of them were going in. But I did. My short game was great.
I believe that. You're a tall guy.
Yeah,
tall, lanky guy.
that was probably the most points I'd scored in a game in a long time. I was frankly carrying the team with 4 points out of 21. So
nice.
that was pretty good.
Most points in a while.
I was pretty happy with that. But I will say, when you don't really do any sort of physical exertion for a while, it does catch up with you.
Sure.
For days
you're
afterwards.
Panting and wheezing on the court, and then afterwards you just can't seem to catch your breath.
Yeah, I mean, it probably took me 4 days to recover from that.
That's
before I was no longer sore.
Your immune system was probably still aching and
we can definitely
breaking.
Right, aching and breaking, achy breaky immune system, as Elvis would say in my history of rock class. I will blame it on that for sure.
Nice.
For sure.
Nice.
But in a much more real sense, I think it was just that full court. It gets to you. It gets to you. But I'm looking forward to balling up some more in all senses of the word. In the spring semester, we should be having the cough drops hitting the floor.
Oh, wow.
In the men's intramural C League for the UNO rec. So we got some playoff wins last year, but we recruited some good talent in our freshman class. So we had multiple 5-star recruits, a couple 4-stars. So we're definitely in the ranked recruiting classes. And so I'm hopeful about our chances this year. And so stay tuned for that for next semester.
I'll be rooting for you.
Yeah.
Might come and watch a few games.
Yes, please do. Yes, absolutely. It'll be great. The other kind of physical activity that I did, which maybe this didn't help my my recovery time, was 2 days after that, I went axe throwing. For the first time around. Have you ever been axe throwing?
I've been a few times.
A few times.
Yep.
Wow.
I'd like to say I'm a bit of a pro.
Bona fide. Get him in the league.
Yep.
How'd
you do? You like it?
It was very hit or miss.
Then you weren't hitting a lot.
And much more the miss side of things.
Okay.
Yes, I chose the miss. No, I actually did I had stretches of genius.
Stretches of genius.
Yes, they're like,
don't pat yourself on the back.
Well, hey, I will. I'll do what I want. I mean, I did hit the bullseye.
Okay.
Bullseye. But I don't know. The thing that I found was that, first of all, I feel like my I don't know how to put this. I was going to say hand-eye, but really it's just mind-body coordination.
Mind-body
is not what it used to be.
I'm not sure I've heard of that before.
Yeah, it's a new term that I just made up.
Okay.
I feel like, in my youth, I was playing sports.
Yep.
I was getting out, getting active. And, I'm not necessarily not getting out and getting active anymore. but definitely not as much as I used to be. And I feel like I've lost something. I've lost a step, which is understandable, but specifically in like the mind-body connection.
Yeah.
So for example, I ran a 40-yard dash before my basketball game, multiple 40-yard dashes.
Okay. I'm not going to ask why, but
well, just as a warm up.
Okay.
If you were to ask why, that's what I would say.
Okay.
And just, in case I ever decide to try out for the combine, ran a 5.240. So pretty happy with that.
I'm not sure if that's good.
Yeah, I don't either, frankly. I think the pros run a really good time is like a 4.3 or 4.4 40 to my knowledge. So I'm about a second behind on that. But I was pretty pleased. But I feel like when I struggle with starting to run because it's like, I don't know, how do I do this? I've forgotten how to run, Ryan.
Okay.
I don't know if you felt this. When's the last time you ran a 40-yard dash?
I mean, I don't really. I'm sure I've run multiple dashes
right. in a variety of
lengths
yards.
of 40 yards or more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I've ever measured it out and just done it over and over again.
Right.
I've certainly never timed myself.
Sure.
I don't think I've ever had trouble starting to run though. You just kind of get it going.
You don't think about how do I start this?
Well, you kind of got to set your feet and just push off. I don't know.
Yeah, but then
is that
what
you did?
Yeah, no, like I obviously I know how to run, but it's like I've got a little bit of a blocker there.
Yeah, I think. Well, kind of what you said. It seems like it's all mental. You're getting in your own head.
That's exactly what it is, honestly. So it's really a mind connection.
It is.
That is getting in my way.
It's a mind-to-mind connection.
But similarly with the axe throwing, it's like I don't even know what I'm doing with my body right now.
Sure.
That's maybe more of the mind-body connection because I haven't actually done this before. But at the same time, it's like you just kind of throw it. And so I don't know. I feel like it was also the point where, excuse me, you, and by you I mean me, and by me I mean I didn't know like what I was doing from time to time. So it's like, okay, I just hit the target and it stuck. But it's like, how do I replicate that? I don't know.
Sure.
I would, like I said, I would get on these stretches of frankly, some of the best axe throwing they've seen in years. And then it would just go away from me.
Peaks and valleys.
After, a throw or two. And it's like, I don't know how to get back because I don't know what I'm doing wrong or what I even did right in the first place. So
yeah, that's a great point. This is why coaches exist.
Right.
They can tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right.
Mm-hmm.
You need the outside observer to see what you're doing with your body because you don't know your own body.
Yeah.
That's why you go to the doctor.
Right.
To tell you what's wrong with you.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But I like I said, I've been axe throwing a few times.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you could coach.
I could. I probably could. I'll say that I don't have a particular strategy
okay,
or anything in mind.
There.
I'll say the one thing that I've found over my many times throwing axes is it's all about the release.
Yeah, okay.
It's about when you release.
Mm.
Also, every axe is different.
That's true.
So,
and I don't know what's different between the axes.
I went to one place, did pretty well with the axes.
Mm-hmm.
Went to another place, and did not very well.
And how sure are you that was the axe's fault?
I'll say that was the one of the only few changed variables. So from a scientific standpoint, we're gonna put it on the axe.
Other than maybe you're in a different mental state, maybe you're in a different bodily state.
I don't know that really.
Maybe you're in a different U.S. state.
I was.
Okay, so. There you go. So I think it kind of stands to reason.
Yeah, I think it's fun though.
Yeah, you definitely could have had a case of kind of the whatever. Like the spinnies are for gymnastics.
Oh, the twisties?
The twisties, that's what I meant. You probably had the twisties,
for axe throwing.
Right.
Yeah. That probably would be called the spinnies.
You were on fire. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the axe throwing term. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's probably what you had. But it was a pretty good time. Will I go again? it'll kind of depend on if anyone else. I'm not going to go by myself. That's for sure.
Just kind of get the reps in, but
yes, you got to practice. You got to
show
go
up
with
the
your
next time with
coach.
everybody else, and you're acing the bullseye every time. But
Yeah, you're like, oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just great. But anyway, so that was kind of the major events for me. How about yourself? Any other big highlights there?
Well, big highlights. I guess I'll throw my own physical activity out there. Why not?
Please do.
Did some golfing.
Golfing.
Specifically,
on the links, hitting the links.
golfing.
Oh yeah.
So
there we go.
We're swinging the club.
Golf.
We're hitting the targets.
Okay.
We're trying out some new game modes that I've never tried before.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of fun. Went with my parents, my sister.
I love TopGolf. If there were there's a selection of companies or whatnot that I would be a brand ambassador for. I think TopGolf would be one of them because it's a great time. It's a great time.
Super fun. Need some food. Chillax. Sounds like a sponsored segment, but it's really not.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not. But if
but it
I
could
were
be.
a brand sponsor, I would be a brand sponsor for that.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. I don't know that I've talked about it too much on the pod, but love to golf, so getting some reps in.
There you go. What's your handicap? Do you know your handicap?
What
is a handicap?
A handicap is just kind of a number of strokes you allow yourself, just sort of due to your own personal ability or
and how does that get decided? Because it seems like you could just.
I mean, you could, but I don't really know how it works, to be honest. I think there are like valid handicaps for like the elderly or like disabled.
Sure.
So.
All right. Hey, that's fair.
I don't have a handicap.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, I don't think most people do.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was about to be very impressed.
And if I just got that entire term wrong, then please correct me, because I'm honest, I don't really know, but that's my impression of what it is.
That's exciting. But yeah, you're getting some reps in the heated environment of TopGolf.
Yeah, that was
That's
really
nice. That's one of the many benefits of going to a TopGolf location near you.
Heated bays on both floors. Yeah, it was nice. It was pretty cold that day.
It's very nice to be.
It was very nice to be in the heated bay at TopGolf.
Surrounded by friends, surrounded by family,
surrounded by good food.
Yeah,
just having a good time. But yeah, that was kind of the bulk of my physical activity. I saw the new Black Panther movie.
How was it?
Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
Okay. First of all, you're a big Marvel guy?
I watch them.
Okay.
I definitely have fallen off a bit.
Sure.
Or maybe they fell off. I don't know. Say what you will. That might be controversial. Don't come after me.
I'm not going to say it's you, because I do think it's them. I do. Because
cool.
I've also kind of fallen off.
Yeah, I mean.
And it's definitely not me.
I thought it was okay.
It was the number one movie in the world.
Well,
is what they said.
They usually are these days. I don't know that that's a good metric to go by anymore.
There also was not a ton of other movies in circulation.
I thought there were pretty good parts. I thought there were pretty bad parts.
Okay.
So I feel like that combines into an okay movie.
Ryan's overall review.
That's my movie criticism.
Ooh, it was
wasn't the best movie I've ever watched, but it wasn't the worst either.
It was not bad. There were ups.
So take that how you will.
And there were downs.
Yeah. Would
I recommend it to a friend? Depends on the friend.
Real quick, the entire left or right side of my left hand has fallen asleep.
Okay.
From holding the microphone.
It is getting late.
That's never happened.
So
I mean, it's definitely sort of started aching before, but I literally have no feeling in my left hand.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's a cause for concern at all.
I'm seeing some sweat on the mic.
Yeah. I mean.
It's a rigorous setting. What we do.
It's kind of warm in here, to be honest.
Is it just?
I'm feeling. I'm about to pass out over here in the middle of the recording.
Yeah, I think I need to lie down here a little bit.
I'll admit it. I didn't drink a ton of water today. So
okay. That might be it.
Yeah, I'm just switch hands for the remainder of the episode.
As a kind of an outside body coach or doctor, if you will.
Yep.
Not an MD.
I've told you, I don't know what's going on here. But
analyzing your form, I think you probably could switch in.
Yeah, I saw Black Panther 2. It was mid.
It was mid.
To use the language of the
youths.
the Gen Zoomers.
The Gen Zoomers, sure.
So there's that. What else did I even do? I watched a lot of football. There's so much football going on. We won. Finally.
Incredible.
Against, probably the only game that matters, really, when you think about it, against our rivals in Iowa.
Yes.
The Hawkeyes.
There was a trophy involved. So
there was. So.
We are champions of sorts.
Yeah. You could say. We got a new head coach.
We did. Yes. Matt Rule. Did you welcome him in?
I did not attend it was like a walk and then a press conference. Were you there?
No, I was not. I am very curious to find out how many people actually showed up to that.
I got the email. I was like, well, first off, you sent this like a day before it happened.
Yeah.
And then second off, it's like, wouldn't have gone if you sent it a week before it happened.
Yeah. For reference, it was 12:50 p.m. on a Monday. And it was like, yeah, you can just come. You can see him walk from the bus to the stadium.
It's like, okay.
And then you can go in the stadium and watch his press conference. And it's like, there's going to be...
Is there going to be a football game too?
You're right. Yes. And he will be on the field and we'll be doing...
I guess I didn't really see the appeal. I could just really maybe look at Twitter, see if anything important was said, but I didn't think there was. Right. So
exactly.
Hey, I'll welcome him. Sure. There's mixed sentiment I've heard around campus, but I'm an optimistic guy.
Okay.
I've always said that about myself.
Okay.
So I say wait and find out.
Yeah, I do think, we signed him to a multi-year, something like 9 years or 8 years.
Sure.
And so that is a little scary.
I just say wait and find out.
Yeah.
9 years goes by in the blink of an eye.
It well, definitely did for Scott Frost.
Sure.
It went by even faster than 9 years.
Well, Scott Frost lost is what I always said.
Matt Rule will not.
Matt Rule will rule the stadium.
There you go. We got the obligatory Rule pun in.
Yep.
As per usual. As per usual. I don't know if we usually do
have rule puns. I've always said that
there
about our
podcast.
podcast.
We can end the episode there.
Yeah. Make sure you get one of those in every episode. Go back and listen to the previous episode and see if you can figure out where they are
hidden in the background.
They're all in there. Trust me. Watched a ton of football. I don't even know. I don't even really like pro football that much.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I just don't. I'm not super into rooting for these. To me, they're just really companies that are hiring athletes to play for them. They're not like a school that I've gone to or support or anything like that. They are kind of regional, but that's kind of the extent to it. So
look, I'm going to have to push back on you.
You're pushing back.
I'm pushing back.
Cool.
Because
push back.
Ultimately, what is it at its core? Entertainment.
It is Hey.
And you watched a Marvel movie.
I did.
Which is basically a company.
That's true.
That's paying people.
That is so true.
To do a job. So what's the difference?
I think the difference is at the Marvel movie, I'm not picking a side to root for. You don't really have to do that in a football game, but
they choose the side for you, you could say.
Well, I guess, but it does make it a little more enjoyable if you're more invested in a team to watch them win and go through the kind of 4 hours of development there.
Sure.
Rather than the 4 hours of development in a typical Marvel movie runtime these days.
Right.
But, me just not being really invested in any of the teams per se.
Yeah.
I just can't really get on board with it. I'll watch a few minutes here and there, but I'm not watching the whole thing through and through. I'll watch the Super Bowl, but it's kind of the one big one.
I will say, I used to not be a huge NFL guy. I used to love college football. Keyword, then the NIL ruined the game. No, not that. because I really like college football because of the rivalries, the traditions. It's something that you don't really have as much in the NFL.
Sure.
It feels like that, just for the love of the game and
The passion.
and yes, the passion of the players. And yeah, they do definitely choose a team for you to root for after you've kind of spent tens of thousands of dollars to go to a school. You're like, I should probably root for this team. It's kind of baked in. So maybe if if there was a regional tax or something, it's like you actually have to.
Kind of a good way to raise revenue. Maybe.
Yeah, right. And actually,
Commissioner, you're listening. Just write that down.
Right. For some, that is actually the case. I think for
surely not.
Well, kind of, yeah. For definitely like for the Royals. And I guess for the Chiefs, if you live in the county that the stadiums are in, you pay a tax to upkeep
That's ridiculous.
the stadium.
That is absolutely. They should be paying you the amount of inconvenience. I mean, I feel like they should.
What's the inconvenience?
Well, I would say traffic for one.
That's fair. I think that's kind of what they're using though, is that we'll bring traffic to your area and to your local businesses.
I guess if you have a local business, that's great.
Yeah.
I was thinking of more from a home standpoint.
Yeah.
For a small business standpoint, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Actually.
It does. It does. Unfortunately, at the Chiefs and Royal Stadium, there's like no businesses around there.
That is true. They are kind of in the middle of nowhere.
It doesn't really make sense from a small business perspective there. We've got like a Denny's on the other side of a very busy road.
Yeah.
There's kind of a shutdown hotel. There's an actual hotel, but it's like not, I don't know. It's kind of a sad state, I will say. I mean, the stadiums are good, but it's...
Yeah, it is kind of just in the middle of a desolate area.
Basically.
It is in the middle of a huge parking lot.
Yeah.
So...
But this is big news from KC. The Royals are looking to move the stadium.
Really?
Yeah, they're moving it to the downtown area.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
What are they going to do with the...
Well, that's a great question. And I think that remains to be seen a little bit. But I think they might tear down the old stadium.
Oh my gosh.
The old baseball stadium. Which is tough because it's got lots of history in there. They got the Hall of Fame and you're just going to tear that down. It's like, that's a lot of memorabilia. But I think they're trying to create like a fan zone for the Chiefs. I don't know. I think they're going to create a little... So
they've really fleshed it out by now.
Yeah. And I know a lot about it. That is for sure. But the lease is up in like 2030. So they've got time to figure it out. But yeah, they're moving it downtown probably so that they can benefit the small businesses. But a lot of people are kind of outraged because there is somewhat of a commuter culture in Kansas City. It's like, I don't want to... like the downtown traffic is so bad. Basically, everyone on Instagram was like, I hate this move from you. Anyway.
Well, if there's one thing I know, that means they'll probably go through with it.
Right. So. They definitely will. I think they've made up their minds there. But anyway, yeah. So they've got the tax for the teams. So once you start paying taxes, maybe you do have a team built in.
I guess.
Depending on where you live.
It's going to either fuel a great love for the team or an intense hatred.
Right.
One or the other. So
a resentment. Unlike college, they don't really give you scholarships for your taxes.
Sure.
To kind of make up for that loss. But anyway, so the NFL doesn't have as much of the tradition is where I was going. But one thing that I've come to appreciate more about the NFL is that the games are much closer. I feel like all the teams are like pretty close in skill level.
Sure.
For the most, I mean, there are some outliers, but that does make for excitement. Whereas in college football, there's maybe some more disparity between the teams, so to speak.
Yeah, that is a great point. I'll definitely give that to you.
I think the Skurs are doing their part.
They are.
It's like, all right, we go up by 28 points on Iowa. We should probably let them catch back up and almost win the game.
Close games.
We got to keep it close. Yeah, for them. Either that or lose closely. And they've kind of chosen the latter more so. But anyway, so point is I'm down with both. I also was consuming quite a bit of football And that's one of the beauties of Thanksgiving there.
That's
Thanksgiving
right.
week.
The great American pastime,
It is.
football.
Yeah, throwing around the pigskin.
Yep.
I kind of forgot to include this on the gas station talk, but I've kind of not necessarily gained, but more so discovered. That's kind of the same thing. Uncovered is maybe what I wanted here. One of my irrational fears, Ryan. One of the crippling. No, it's not crippling. That was a joke, guys. Anyway, let me know if you feel the same. I'm just gonna keep leading this up.
You can listen. You can lead up to it as much as you want.
Yeah.
I feel like we've already done a running list of your irrational fears.
What are they?
Fireworks, roller coasters.
When was the fireworks in? Oh yes, that's not an irrational fear. That is very rational, Ryan. Okay, I could blow my finger off.
What do you say?
But to add another to the list, I suppose, is the gas pump not turning off when it reaches the top of the tank. Have you ever felt that?
I guess I've never really been worried about it.
Well, I worry about it every single time that I fill up.
Every single time. Wow.
I'm kind of watching it as it keeps running up. I'm watching the gallons fill up. We probably should be reaching the top pretty soon.
It should be shutting off pretty quick here.
I'm looking
Shouldn't
down.
it be done by now?
Yeah.
Where's all that gas going?
Yeah. What's coming out of my gas tank here?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm always kind of like trying to peek in to see, am I seeing any liquid levels here? Am I seeing it pop up? So that is something that I'm kind of working through. So
sure.
Send me your thoughts and prayers on that one.
Now, do you let it do its thing? You sort of get the handle and then set it up and it's just pumping automatically, or are you holding it? Okay, cool.
No. Do you hold it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
That would exacerbate my fear.
Sure.
Like, I don't know.
Then it's really on you.
Yeah.
I do usually stay outside of my car while it's going.
Oh,
that's just sort of my thing. Some people just go back in.
Kind of quirky like that.
Yeah. I'm just built different, I guess.
No, I stand outside my car and just intently look at the gas as it's filling up. I guess it even if you were kind of holding it in, does it stop itself? I watched a video on how gas pumps stop themselves.
Sure, just to kind of dissuade your fears a little bit.
And it's partially worked. I do feel better about it now, but I still don't feel great. What if the physics fails? Because it's not like an electrical sensor or anything like that. It's the beauty of physics, Ren. Maybe not physics. That might not be the correct thing. The beauty of fluid dynamics. That might be more so.
I think that's still physics.
Okay, good. I appreciate that.
My dad usually, when he gets gas, he'll let it do its thing, yes. And then he'll take out the pump, and then he'll put in a few extra drops just to fill it all the way up.
That's a classic move. That is a classic move.
You don't do that?
I do not. No, I don't want to push it. I don't.
Yeah,
that's
dangerous.
What if that overflows? What if I can't stop it? What if I push in and then it goes, oh, you're going?
Yeah. I'm glad you got that out there. Yeah. I would say a much more rational fear is not closing your gas cap. Have you ever done that?
No. Although, yes, I will say
that people do all the time. That's something you should actually be worried about.
I'm undefeated on that one.
Undefeated.
And undefeated on the other.
Yeah.
Really undefeated in general at the gas station. Except, one time. This
contested loss, but what happened?
It was contested, right? It was contested, let me tell you. This frustrated me to no end. As I'm still frustrated about it. It's not ending. One of these times I see, first of all, I've got some history with like paying at the pump where I just won't do it. No, not that. The first time I went to the pump, like the first time I filled up by myself, basically, I put in my car. What did I do? I can't remember what I did. I think I put in my card first, but it didn't like that. It was like a weird pump where it didn't like, I don't know what happened.
Usually that's what you do.
Basically, I started driving away from the gas station. This guy runs out of the convenience store part of it. He says, hey, you have not paid for your gas.
Oh my gosh.
Try to do a fill up and dash.
I guess
It's kind of
that is weird because usually you pay before.
and that's the thing is I thought I did. I just didn't.
Okay.
Like I thought I put in my credit card and it's like, did I
ignorance
just
is
pay?
a great excuse for
Did
theft. So
like, did I pay for the guy before me? I don't know. It's kind of a pass it on kind of situation. But that's not what I was thinking of.
He has like a smart car or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I took my semi through the gas station. But what I was really thinking of, my actual beef was one time it says you're going to have to pay at the register. It's like, okay, I'm already kind of running late. So this is frustrating. And so I go inside and I'm like, I don't know how this works. I also like don't necessarily know like how much my tank holds.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a general idea. I think it's got like 15 gallons or something like that. And yeah, we'll call it that. Well, no, I'm just kidding. I go inside and I'm like, you know, I need to get gas. I've never done this before. He's like, all right, how much money do you want to put on the tab or whatever? I'm like, ooh, money. How much?
You want money?
I want gallons.
I thought this was free.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I would pay it forward, right? So I go in and he's like, yeah, how much money? And it's like, well, I don't know how much is it per gallon? And then how many gallons? I'm like, he's like, I'm trying to figure this out with him.
$200?
Well, that's the thing. Okay. So we're trying to figure out how much to put. I'm employing his help. I'm like, I don't know how much. He's like, well, how full is your tank? And it's like where is it on the dial? It's like, well, I've got kind of a digital thing. It's got 12 bars, and I'm at 2 bars. So,
oh my gosh,
watch out! I'm at 2 bars. So I don't know what that means to you. He's like, okay. He's like, I did not see that going.
Oh my gosh.
And so he's like, well, whatever you put on there and you don't use, it'll just be recharged to your card.
So how much did you put on?
Oh, this is great.
This is incredible. $1,000.
I mean, that's basically, I'm like, oh, if it's just going to be recharged. Yeah. Go way over the limit. Go way over what I'm expecting.
Oh my gosh. The credit card companies love you.
Yeah. Credit card companies love this man. Find out his secret.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I can't remember what I actually said. It was like, oh, put like $100 on there or something like that. And he's like, $100? Yeah. You're not going to need that much.
Exactly.
And I'm like, okay.
You just said it would be refunded.
Yeah. He's like, then he takes charge. He's like, I'm going to put, I think, yeah. Okay. So usually when I know this now, usually when I fill up my tank, it's like $45.
Okay.
And so I think I said, put $60 on there. And he's like, you're not going to need 60. Okay. And then he put on, I can't remember what he put on, but I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird. Why did you even ask me in the first place?
Sure.
And so I go
really
out to fill up
my input.
and it doesn't fill up all the way. It wasn't enough to get to a full tank. I'm at 11. I'm just driving around on 11 bars after I fill up. That annoyed me greatly.
Sure, you're talking about it right now.
Yes, I mean this was over a year ago for sure. And oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Frankly,
you know what would help?
What?
I think you need to go to New Jersey. They pump your gas for you.
Yes, New Jersey and Oregon. Yeah. Actually, they'll also do your window thing. How fun is that?
They do. In fact, I think it's illegal to pump your own gas.
Yes.
So that's probably the best case scenario for you. I couldn't even if I wanted to. Right. Listen, I couldn't.
It would be beneficial. The thing that I've heard about that is that it gets tough when it's like
busy,
really busy, or like when it's like a late at night situation. I don't know for sure. I'm sure they've got people. They've got to have people all the night round, right?
They've got to
have the night shift. I don't know, but I've heard that you can just be like waiting. You're just kind of like, hey, is anyone gonna? come
How
over here.
hard actually is it to
I think I could do
do
this.
this
I could
by
do this
myself?
and drive off. I would have
Yeah.
a full tank, so I'd have plenty of ammunition to run from the police there. But
Sure thing.
yeah. So we took a road trip through Oregon at one point. My family did, and we stopped at a gas station, believe it or not. And yeah, this guy cleaned our windshield, and he pulled out the wildest technique I'd ever seen. Whenever I'm cleaning my windshield, I've always got the horizontal streaks
Sure.
going. None of that.
He's a professional.
He is. He did the rotational.
The rotation,
motion.
sure.
He did circles, and I want to try it, but I'm a little bit afraid of it going awry.
It wants circle streaks
looking
on
like
your
a
windshield.
Fool. Yes, that would be unbelievable. That'd be so distracting. But it was one of the more advanced techniques I'd ever seen, and I was in awe, frankly. And I was in the car, not filling up.
Yes.
That is for sure. Anyway, I think it's probably good to wrap it up there. What
Sure
time are we
thing.
at here?
We're at 12:17.
Incredible.
We've crossed the threshold
Yes.
into release day.
Yes, absolutely. Time for the big release coming up in T-minus 2.75 hours approximately. So exciting times. We're once again in the study room. That's how you know.
That's how you know it's a late night.
Yeah. And we've also got kind of our good luck tree here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Charlie Brown situation.
It's a work in progress.
I'm not convinced it's a tree. I think someone just took a twig from outside and put it in a pot.
Well, it could be a biology project or something like that.
Maybe.
You don't know.
If so, it's not going well. But
they probably failed.
They probably did. They probably did. But we hope that you don't fail and that you are having a good time.
Comment.
Yes.
Leave a review.
Don't fail to rate us 5 stars.
Yep, that's right.
There you go. That's your obligatory fail moment of the episode. All right, let's wrap it up there.
Sure.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye now.
Have a good one. Am I getting punked right now?
Ghosts. What is your name? I've never watched a Ouija kind of thing. I don't know. Or I guess even just a regular ghosts kind of show.
I feel like there's a lot more that you could do. A lot of options.
Yeah.